Hola, minasan! Welcome back for another round of Kaiju number 8. Last time, Hoshina took on Kafka as Kaiju number 8 and had an epic fight of epic proportions, but it ended with Kafka, of course, trying to be extra careful not to kill Hoshina, so as to prove to himself that he's not a Kaiju. And most importantly, don't get himself killed because Hoshina's skills are beyond anything imaginable. But Kaiju number 9, the newly christened Kaiju number 9, got himself a new body because he can't retain his old form, whatever current form he has, and he's off to make his next move. Whatever that is, we'll soon find out. But now we're going to see what happened in this next set of chapters. So, let's not waste any time and let's get reading. Kaiju number 8 by Naoya Matsumoto, chapter 22. The news reports are in as the reporter showed images of Kaiju number 9 and Kaiju number 8 on the screen. Kaiju number 9 is the latest Kaiju to receive a code name. The TV screen continued flashing their faces as Reno watched on. Its whereabouts are currently unknown, but the Defense Force is working to uncover its location along with any ties it may have to number 8. If you happen to see these people, please tell them that their mother is waiting for them and she misses them very much. Huh? Reno wondered as he opened his eyes slowly, and he heard a familiar voice. Oh, it looks like he's awake. And Reno's eyes grew wide, and there was Kafka and Kikoru sitting there watching over him with smiles on their faces. Hey, Kafka let out a grin. So you're finally up, partner? Reno, surprised at what he saw, immediately controlled his emotions and then spoke. Senpai, I'm so glad you're safe. And Kafka leaned in close and chopped him on the forehead. That's my line, you freaking dummy. Don't go stealing it. Yo. And Reno slapped his forehead. and Reno spoke. I also want to thank you. You not only saved me, but Iharu as well. His eyes grew wide open. Kikoru frozen in place. Dude, what are you thanking that old timer for? Iharu said. Reno freaked out. You're in this room too, Iharu? Wasn't the one who saved us Kaiju number 8. No, see, he meant thank you for detecting the Yujus reproductive organs, Kikoru said as she waved her arms violently. That is a huge help. Huh? Guess you're right, dude. Thanks, old man. Sure, no problem. Kafka let out a couple of drops of sweat as Iharu pondered. Still, I wonder why that Kaiju dude saved us. That was most awesome. It was super strong. Totally blammo. Some superhero level stuff. It knocked number 9's head clean off its shoulders. Wablamo, Kikoru said. I know it's a kaiju, but still, it was so cool. Like Jet Jaguar cool. You ever seen Jet Jaguar, guys? He's cool. Man, I wish the two of you could have seen it. It was. And suddenly Kikoru noticed Kafka sheepishly smiling, rubbing the back of his head. She delivered a quick punch into his solar plexus and he let off loud, ooh, what's got you all giddy, old timer? Giddy? Why, this is the same stupid face he always makes, Kikoru said as she got him to control his emotions and not give away the truth. I guess you're right, dude. We're lucky Haru's so gullible, Reno thought to himself. Outside their room, Kikoru was on the phone and spoke with the other teammates. Hello. Reno's awake as well. They'll be discharged in 2 weeks. Roger that. I'll move forward as planned then. Izumo said as Aoi was fixing his hair up. And 2 weeks later, there was a cake with Iharu and Reno on the top, There was confetti all around, falling all over the place, and the message read, "Welcome back, Furuhashi and Ichikawa." And Iharu stood there shocked as they saw everyone in the table at the izakaya celebrating them on, clapping, cheering, toasting with sake. "Welcome back," Kafka said with a big smile on his face. "What's all this?" "It's the wrap-up party for our first mission," Izumo said. "We were waiting for you two to be discharged from the hospital." Kafka called out to the crowd, "Okay, take it away if you please." And the door opened wide. There was the staff was there on knees with food, presenting food. Suddenly in the ready, and the food was so gorgeous: marbled meat, marbled fish, marbled sushi. Everything was just marbled and sparkling like no other. Even the sake marbled. Even the tea marbled and glistened in the sun. Even the water was not dry.
"Sorry to keep you waiting. Here you are,"
the staff said.
"The A6 grade Japanese black Wagyu beef marbled cut course."
Oh,
"Oh!"
dude. That grade of beef exists, Iharu said. "It does not," said the caption. Wait a second. Haruichi, what is this?" "Well, I don't know. Pretty sure I ordered the most reasonably priced course they had." "I weren't here, Ritsar. We can never shame ourselves by serving such paltry offerings," said the chef. "For dinner being organized by you, Master Izumo. You compare the standard prices." "Though we couldn't," Izumo waved. Oh, man. Oh, gosh, this is too hilarious. And Hoshina leans in. Really, son? Look at us." Kafka looked over at Kiko. "So, what's the deal with Haruichi?"
"Oh, what?"
"What? You had him organize this and you didn't know? I thought you were rich the way you were flexing that your outfit when we first met."
"Oh, I'll slap you across the face. He's the scion of Izumo Tech, the biggest gun-tech kaiju weapon manufacturer in the nation,"
she said as they watched Izumo direct the chefs. "That company makes the defense force suits?"
"Ah, his family's wealth dwarfs my own. I envy him."
"All right, children," Hoshina said. "You all did a bang-up job on your first mission. You all came back alive, and you definitely sent the devil's testicles back into the ground they were buried in. Eventually, they'll grow into trees, and they'll become that devil fruit that Luffy loves to eat so much. And it's not often every day. Everyone's off duty at the same time, so make sure you live it up. Drink up that good old-fashioned beer. Get your sake ready. And you better all be drunk out of your brains by nightfall, or I'll make you all do 100 push-ups. Cheers, folks!" And the crowd cheers. And throughout the night, everyone drank their beer. They made beef, Wagyu beef, bowls, plenty of beef bowls, scarfing down, talking about and bragging about everything they've done so far and how far along they've came. Reno, sitting next to Hoshina, admired the whole entire view. "I've never seen everyone look so happy before." And Hoshina was stunned by the comment. "Thank you for allowing all this to happen." And he was interrupted. "Don't speak so soon, son. The real fun's about to start. And why aren't you drinking your beer, boy? I better see you drinking 5 of them beer steins." "Huh? What do you mean by..."
"Ah, excuse me,"
Kikoru screamed out.
"You've done nothing but showboat since training started. You're always wearing your emotions on your sleeve."
"Say what, dude? That's rich coming from you, little hypocrite." Iharu screamed at her.
"Oh, well, if you had my unmatched talent, that'd be another story, and you'd be a level 90.
"Wait, no fighting," Reno said as he raised his hand up to pleading to everyone. "You play too much by your own rules, comrade, and you're prone to throw the book out the window. You have no sense of vodka. And you only go by the book? Haruichi said. You fall behind whenever we're paired up, and I'm always having to pick up your slack, you vodka drinking fool. Dab too? Reno was horrified as he watched everyone freaked out. Never mind that, Kafka said, drunk out of his mind. Mr. Big Shot Izumo, you ought to be worried about how weak your family suits are. I wasn't able to take down a single kaiju out there. Care to explain that? Ugh. Call me that. Save your complaint for after you've drawn more powder from it, I always said in defense of Izumo. No, not you too, senpai! Reno grabbed his hair in horror as Hoshina smiled like a gleeful villain.
That's for your communications. I could not do with that body sick like that better operations.
The blue hair they didn't even give her a name. Well, one of the soldiers screamed out, to which her partner screamed,
Well, you know what's right interference.
The alcohol really kicked in on everybody, and nobody's able to talk straight anymore.
I've sent Trey to tell us if that ever happens. We'll try to handle support. Oh my gosh!
Reno freaked out.
Yikes! There's no end to this bickering. Huh? But wait, are they?
That's right, son. You got it now? In their drunken stupor, everyone has started talking about that whole mission, precisely as planned.
Oh, granted,
Reno thought to himself.
With one person making false claims. Right. We've had our first mission, so now we see where we're lacking. Then I'm not the only one. Everyone here wants to get stronger.
Reno smiled with glee, knowing that that he's not the weak link. You want to run that by me again, Aoi? Would it kill you to show some respect for your elders? Kafka flexed his arm in front of Aoi, ready for an arm wrestle. I only respect those stronger than me, puny man. Then you're in luck, Kafka said as he cracked his knuckles. Let's throw down. I'll have you screaming uncle in no time, punk.
Hold on,
Reno said.
I've had it up to here with your crab-bone head. You took the words out of my mouth, you nasty jerk. Hold on.
And suddenly, everybody started fighting each other, punching each other, screaming uncle, screaming, women strangling and pulling on their hair, the men punching and kicking, women slapping other guys upside the head.
Everyone, you're getting too fired up. Stop it right now.
And Reno stood there in horror as Hoshina laughed out loud. You see, son? That's what happens when you get yourself drunk into a stupor. Now drink, boy. I better see 10 of them beer steins. I got 100 laps waiting for you. Yes, it's practically a yearly tradition. And I do advise you drink some beer, boy, as the captain says. All right, Reno. Have it your way. Right then. Okay, settle down, folks. It's about time that I made an announcement. Y'all settle down, please. You there. I see you got that wound going on over there. Take that knife out of there. Alright? Don't know where that knife's been. Kafka looked in Hoshina's direction. About what? And that's when he heard his name called out. Kafka. Boy, your findings during the operation have gone on record for substantially mitigating potential damage. You did a good job. In fact, you met my expectations. So you're getting promoted to General Officer. We formally made the decision today, and we'll formally set you up at a later date. But once again, welcome to the Defense Force 3rd Division Officer. And he smiled happily as Reno, Iharu, and Kikuru were shocked at what transpired. Kafka looked at Reno looked at each other. They were ready to kiss when suddenly everyone jumped right on them and Kafka screamed out, "Oh, hell yeah! I am the man." To be continued. Kaiju number 8 by Naoya Matsumoto. Mina stood before Kafka as he looked back at her, with the banner of the JKDF furled out on the wall. She said,
Kafka Haben, as of this time of today, you are formally promoted from cadet to the defensive force officer. Congratulations.
Kaiju number 8 by Naoya Matsumoto, chapter 23. They saluted each other as he received his pins, and Kafka replied, I solemnly swear to fight with all my heart and soul. And completely while struggling to keep his composure, he blurted out, "Well, I'll be on my way now." And just as he grabbed the door the doorknob to turn, Mina stopped him.
Don't go jumping for joy. You're nowhere close to fighting by my side.
He looked back at her, and all he saw was her back. He didn't see her face or anything. He was surprised, but with a smile, he replied, "Oh yeah, just you watch, Mina." As he thought to himself, so Mina does remember after all. She let out a light smile and a nod, and a slight nod, acknowledging what he said. But she turned her head back and kept her composure.
50 push-ups for failing to address the superior officer by the title. Then you can leave.
To which Kafka screamed out, "Crap, I did it again."
Kaiju number 8,
she said before Kafka began his push-ups.
And Kaiju number 9's incidents required me to take a trip to headquarters. I'll be stepping away from the bears.
She had me spooked there for a moment.
I'm leaving Hoshina in charge, so ask him for the full rundown.
Yes, ma'am. He saluted to her. And again, he tried to walk away, only to get stopped one more time.
Also, just so you know, Hoshina was the one who pushed for you to be a general officer. Of course, your exploits in the last battle also played upon that decision.
Kafka thought to himself, the vice captain?
He has a faith in you, so don't let him down.
Yes, ma'am. And he gave another salute as night fell. Yeah, he screamed out. Oh man, guess I should call it a day. He continued his studies into kaiju anatomy, as the captain, as he remembered what the vice captain said, or else the vice captain will give me another warning. I can't stay up too late. He then, as he started heading back to his dorm, he noticed the training room door was open. Isn't that the training room? He walked down the hall and looked and started to enter inside. Okay, who forgot to turn off the lights? He said out loud, and his eyes opened wide as he saw the blade of a sword stretch out. It was Hoshina in the training room, practicing all of his attacks. Vice Captain, what's he doing here? Kafka thought to himself as he watched the blade slide along the ground, tipping off the floor. And he did a flurry of movements, creating after images of himself as he swung left and right, up and down. Mental imagery training? Kafka watched on as he saw the slice of where a person would be. Those moves. And that's when he remembered, this isn't just an imagery training. This is... And he noticed the very move Kafka that he made when Kafka swung at him. It was a reenactment of his battle with Kaiju number 8. Every move Hoshina made, Kafka remembered all of his own moves. The deflections, the strikes, the dodges. And Kafka dropped to the ground, catching Hoshina's attention. "Oh, it's you, boy. Burning the midnight oil again, I see. What'd I tell you about that? And you're not even drunk, too? You're gonna have to give me 100 push-ups." "I could say the same to you, Vice Captain. What are you doing here so late?" "Rod, practicing my moves against number 8. I feel a little bit bad about losing to him. I didn't like the fact that it was a draw, and I don't like draw." His eyes immediately showed murder in front of Kafka. So the next time I run into it, I'll be fit to slice that sucker up in one go, and I'm gonna reduce him to the devil's puke that he is. Kafka freaked out. I screwed up from the start by trying to gauge his abilities when I should have just gone all out from the get-go. I should have sent its head flying. That's my fault. You understand what I'm saying, son? You always gotta take responsibility. Responsibility, that's a key word to understand, boy. Especially when dealing with kaiju. You don't ever play with them kaiju, and I played with them like I played with my mama's food. Now I gotta pay the price for that. And at the end there, if I used the skill number 6 instead of number 5, I could have made mincemeat out of it, core and all. You ever seen the good old kaiju puke? Let me tell you something, son, it ain't pretty. It's like a whole big pile of mush and mash, and make you think that you're having some grits. But let me tell you something, son, there ain't nothing better than grits. That is the heavens dish, that's for sure. And I shouldn't have made that comparison, but you know what? I'm so pissed at myself, I ended up blaspheming on grits. All hail the grits. Gah! He's gone mad, Kafka said as he imagined himself peeing out of his chest as Kaiju number 8. But then Hoshina's noticed, you're a little too freaked out over practice swords, aren't you, son? Anyway, no ordinary officer could handle that thing. I'm guessing that number 9 is just as powerful, and that scares me. That means that he's the devil's penis, and you gotta learn to castrate sometimes, or else the devil will win, and you gotta get rid of him, just like I do. Kafka remained silent, trying to figure out what the heck Hoshina was talking about. But as he looked at Hoshina preparing for his next set of practice, he thought to himself, "Yeah, he really is something else. He's not just trying to protect the citizens. He's also trying to protect us, his officers. I just wish there was some way I could tell them the truth without ending up being the devil's puke." Vice Captain, Kafka said, getting Hoshina's attention, "Mina told me that you have faith in me. I'll do my best to provide vital support to the force." He stood at attention and saluted him. And Hoshina let out a light smile. But then he immediately rushed over to Kafka and put him in a choke hold. "A fat chance I'd have faith that someone with a measly 1% could provide vital support, son. Don't you get cocky, dope? You understand what I'm saying? That's what you are. You're dope. You know what you do with dope? We flush them down the toilet with all the rest of the dope. What are you, heroin? You cocaine? Something? Boy? You know, one of them marijuana things? My apologies, sir." Hoshina released him and dropped him onto the ground, leaving him crawling. "But I will say, son," Hoshina took a moment of seriousness, "I do have faith in at least 1% of you. Don't you disappoint me, boy. I'm heading back to the Bureau building. Let's get some shut-eye. We got a long day ahead." "Yes, sir," Kafka saluted him. As the entire complex zoomed down high into the sky, showing the whole entire map of Japan, and high above with the moonlit sky, the Kaiju began Batmaning.
8,000 meters above Tachikawa Base. Begin descent.
The Kaiju number 9 said as he flew a whole bunch of Yoju in the air. To be continued. Kaiju number 8 by Naoya Matsumoto. Kaiju number 8 by Naoya Matsumoto, chapter 24. The full moon slowly moved across the sky. The stars at night shine bright. The clouds barely covered them. Hoshina sat before his computer, trying to understand the analytics of Kaiju number 8. He leaned back with his hand, resting his head on his hands, and thought to himself, "Kaiju number 8, there was something off about it. Something almost human. I can't believe it'd be a human. Why would I want to be a human for? And then there's Kaiju number 9, going around posing and speaking as humans. This is not a good idea. What is going on with these Kaijus?" He thought. He pondered as Kafka, outside on the roof, looked up at the sky, getting ready for bed, but got himself lost in thought as he remembered what Hoshina said. "I do have faith in you, son. At least 1% of you. That's better than no percent. He threw the can of drink into the basket, slapped his hands like a true shonen, and looked up with determination in his face. Don't let him down. Oh, right. I've finally taken the first step. Well, I better get back and hit the hay. Kafka stretched and took a loud yawn and began heading back inside. Sleep is a part of the job too. Unaware of a strong descent, falling at hyperspeed directly at the complex. A rain of showers of meteor like lights began raining down as if it was a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Kafka turned and said, "Huh?" And each and every impact created an explosion the likes of which he's never seen. It knocked him off his feet and sent him flying along the ground. What? Everybody woke up in full alert as Hoshina got on the comms. What's going on out there? And as everybody began getting off their bed, operation room, come on in. Hoshina screamed as Okonogi replied, "A few dozen kaiju have appeared on base. Judging from what we gather of the situation, the kaiju are performing an aerial raid. Estimated strength 6.4, 6.2, 6.3. Every single one of them is out the charts." Oh, great. The devil just took a big load of crap on us. It's a Hoju class threat. And every single one of them began crawling about the streets, knocking down buildings. And one of them opened its mouth and started inhaling a lot of air as bullets were bouncing off of its head. The guard freaked out as it let out a fireball so big that it stretched out in an area-wide strike, taking everything in its path down. "Night Watch unit, take battle station," Hoshina said, now in his battle suit. "Deploy to off-duty officers, all personnel, prepare for combat." "Roger." "Try your best to draw them into the training grounds. Do not let them outside that base. I repeat, do not let them get near them civilians, or I'll make each and every one of you take 500 push-ups." Hoshina thought to himself, "No reports of damage outside the base yet? No, it couldn't be." and that's when Hoshina realized, are they talking to the Defense Force base? As Kafka watched from the roof as tall buildings begin to collapse down into the ground, taking with it personnel, a variety of personnel. What is all this?" Kafka said. "The base, it's a sea of flames," as he watched fire lit the sky up and burning down equipment and buildings, people. Wyvern-type kaiju. For all the nasty customers to show... Wait, Wyvern-type kaiju? Kafka realized, if that's what they are, this doesn't add up. He immediately turned on the comm and called out to Hoshina. "Vice Captain. Kafka, I see you made it out safe." "Yes, sir, but I have a more concerning issue to address." Hoshina began leading the Sniffets and a couple of soldiers with him as they get ready to take on the first set of Honju. "Go ahead, report, son." "Yeah, there are only about 10 Wyvern-type kaiju reported every year, but all of them share a common attribute. They all operate alone. However, these things showed up as a pack." "Right," Hoshina agreed. "Then that leads me to believe one thing." And he thought to himself, the power to make these Wyvern types set aside their immense pride and band together and the intelligent attack with a clear purpose means that the testicles nutsack has arrived. Well, hello there. I see you've come to dance with me. We must have one super powerful leader pulling the strings, huh? You really think you that?
Target found,
the kaiju said. "Alright, Kafka, I gotta go. Duty calls. I'm about to take my aggressions out on this little dildo." To be continued. Kaiju number 8 by Naoya Matsumoto. Kaiju number 8 really knows how to transition between arcs. This was very, very well done. Doesn't take too long. It gives us just enough time to really soak in characters, characterization, and then gets us right back to the arc without wasting too much time. And it was pretty fun, and the setup was really really good. We start off on chapter 22 with Reno recovering, which is a good way to open it. He wakes up to a news report about Kaiju number 8 and Kaiju number 9. I would have liked it though, and I would have been fine with it. I mean, I understand, but I would have been fine with it if Iharu knew the truth about Kafka at this point. I would have been totally fine. You know what I mean? I get it. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep Kafka's, identity a secret and everything, but this would have been perfectly fine from a writing standpoint to bring him into the know and really make a nice, bigger group dynamic with 4 people. And of course, later down the line, bringing in Aoi and Izumo, that would have been a nice progression of the story to really surround Kafka with a nice ops team. You know what I'm saying? This would I mean, me personally, seeing this type of setup, and this is from hindsight, but if I was writing this, and again, I'm saying this out of hindsight, I would have brought the 6 together and established the kaiju unit, with Kafka being kaiju number 8. Kikoru, of course, would probably be the team leader, you know what I'm saying, and so on. And it would have been cool. It would have been cool, especially with his limitations and such. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, saying that would have been really cool setup. But I get the direction where Naoya want. But I get an idea of where Naoya, you know, saying like I guess Naoya Matsumoto-san wanted to challenge, wanted a little challenge in writing and not go that route because it is pretty easy to do it. It is pretty easy to do it, and it would have been fine writing. You know what I'm saying, with progression, with the progression going on. But Matsumoto-san chose not to do that, and, and it's okay. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it still works out and everything. You know, we get this nice happy moment. Again, we still don't get character names. You know what I'm saying? This particular character here in the middle, most notoriously, right here with Kikoru. Kikoru's friends here. I don't think we got her name, or did we get her name? Let me see here. I think we got her name because didn't I write that down? No, right? Yeah, I never wrote her name down because they didn't give her a name. But if these two are gonna have speaking points and are gonna be prominent, a little bit more prominent from time to time, we could have at least gotten their names. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they went out of their way. Matsumoto-san went out of the way to, include the name of the team squad leaders like Ikuruga, but okay, always makes it hard. But yeah, we find out, that Hoshida sets the whole thing up, so everybody will be talking about the mission while they're drunk and everything, and have a good time, show some camaraderie. But at this point, that's when we get a nice turn of the event, and this is great pacing. Very good pacing. Kafka officially became general officer, as done here. You know what I'm saying? It was I don't know if that was exclusive to the anime, but I think it was pointed out by Hoshina that there's more to being a soldier of the defense force than just pew 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 pew. I'm shooting everything now. Let's kill kaiju. As he pointed out, information is about kaiju is vitally important, and Kafka brought that to the table. He gave them all the information they needed about the kaiju they were dealing with, the weak points, what was going on. Even warned that they were breeding. That they had egg sacs and breeding smaller yoju, and got them, and they weren't blindsided by it because of the information he provided. They never got blindsided, and they were able to adjust accordingly, and were successful in taking out the kaiju with minimal collateral damage and minimal civilian deaths. He became very, very, very important. Although honestly, what I'm wondering is, now that I think about it, And this is in regards to Okanogi. This is in regards with Okanogi. Why didn't Kafka push for behind the scenes? I mean, I understand that he had a big goal of wanting to be in the front lines and everything, but I think Mina would have understood if he kept on failing to be the soldier. He could have jumped in on being Okanogi and used the knowledge that he had attained with the cleanup crew and help them out on that. I mean, I get it, but he could have worked. He could have found a way to work that in, to get into the front lines. Um, like he has shown, he only needed, he was able to serve a much better, bigger purpose than just pew pewing, the kaiju. you know, uh, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's an artistic choice, but it goes that way. Nevertheless, these two need to get a room quickly. These two need to get a room quickly because they both, she presented him with his promotion and everything. A little private, which was cool. I guess she wanted it that way, just so that way, she could let it be known that she's happy that he's finally progressing, and she's not letting it get to his head either, which is a good friend. She's like, you made it in, but you're not close enough. You still got ways to go. She wanted to make sure he doesn't get too fat headed and think that we're there. No, you're not. You still 1% power, Kafka. But and she let him know that Hoshino's the one who backed him up, gave him the full support, and he burns the midnight oil as always, and he finds Hoshina again. This is pretty impressive. This is pretty impressive here because this is the same. I think this is the same exact drawing from his fight with Kaiju number 8, and recreated it, but with a completely different background. Saying without Kaiju number 8 on the whole thing. That's actually pretty impressive to be able to duplicate that. I think it's fully duplicated from the way it is, or if not, then from a different angle. But that's pretty cool, and really gives a testament to Hoshina's character. He can, and this is what I'm liking about at least this division here. You know what I mean? They're not looking down on everybody. That happens way too often. So many shonen, anything that involves this type of dynamic, this type of group dynamic, whether it's shonen, seinen, mahou shoujo, saying whenever you have a team, you always get that one that's just so condescending. And we were presented that with Kikoru, but Kikoru proved that she ain't the Asuka in this group here. She's got Kafka's back all the way and everything. And she does have concerns, of Kaiju, of the Kaiju taking over him and everything. You know what I mean? And also making sure, of course, that he doesn't get caught, as she had displayed in the previous chapter when she, tried to stop him from giving away the truth. It's so good. You know what I mean? Everybody's got their own personal motives and everything. Hoshina shows that he's got his own personal vendetta. Just look at the eye. That's such a good eye, well drawn eye there. But the point is that when it's to each other, they actually behave like a team. You know what I mean? They actually behave like a team. There's none of this out of character stuff that tends to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is he suddenly acting like this? It doesn't make sense. Just so you can have an internal conflict. It's really kept in check with Kaiju number 8 and really makes the team look really, really good. You know what I'm saying? The higher ups, is one thing. You know what I mean? I mean, we see that in shows like, say, Star Trek. Especially like Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, we see the captain and his crew having the camaraderie, but then when they come across an admiral or another captain, they always act like a-holes and such, So, Kaiju number 8 is really doing a good job on the whole thing. And let me tell you something. These chapters really go quick. The pacing is really good. It's really good. You know what I'm saying? I had to like really stretch that out for your entertainment. But ultimately, we get this nice color splash here. I really like this color splash of the Yonju falling right down. Really looks like something out of a trading card game. You know what I'm saying? Like this would be so cool. It's almost like he summoned the cosmos, and he's all chill about it. I really like it. I really like it. A very good use of the colors, the contrast. You know, they look like stars, falling stars, and and the show and the stars above with the open sky. It's just amazing. I like it. I like this image. It's really good. You know, and there's something about it with him just casually walking. You know, you take that out of context. Just take that out of context, and it's like, is this guy like a villain bringing the stars down on everybody and destroying the earth? Like total villain move look there. Oh man, perfect meme. Be like, this is fine. That's like a perfect this is fine meme. Oh man, but yeah, these designs are actually pretty cool. Let me find the Honju here. Sorry, this is the Honju, not the Oju. The Honju class here. It's another fine design. Very well detailed. Given the size of the panel, and they fly, but they're like dragons actually. Honestly, which is pretty cool. They really feel like dragons. Dragon kaiju with fireballs, complete with fireballs that completely incinerate everything. So, I like that. I like that. You can see the sharpness of the teeth. They get a little curvy there, with the little fin on the top. They're crawling around and everything. It's pretty cool. But yeah, this was a direct strike on headquarters, on the base, and Kafka once again delivering on what Hoshina expected. Tells the vice captain that they usually do this on their own. You know, that they operate on alone, but for some reason they formed a pack, and that's not that's very unusual, and that tipped Hoshina off that there is somebody behind it, and we got ourselves a new kaiju number here. Whatever his number is, he's about to fight Kafka, and let me tell you something. That's a pretty awesome design. That's a pretty awesome design. It's got that nice Xylon look from Battlestar Galactica going there. Mouth within a mouth. It's got the sonic human teeth with the with the jaws, shark teeth. So yeah, we got ourselves a big battle coming up. The raid on Tachikawa base. That's gonna be real epic. Taking on all of this. We'll see what happens then, because that means that that Kafka may have to turn into Kaiju number 8 again, and this time Hoshina will probably take him on. So yeah, we'll see what happens then. All right. So comment, like, subscribe, follow. You know you want to, and head on over to Amazon.com and grab yourself a copy of the Impossible Man Strange Fantasy novel written by me. You'll find links to the book down in the description below, along with links to other merch such as pins, stickers, t-shirts, music. Enjoy the products. Thank you for your patronage. And if you're interested, you can join me on my live multi-stream on Twitch and Kick every Monday to Thursday, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to hanging out with you. Until then, thank you all for joining me, and I wish you all a good night. Oh, until the next set of chapters, I wish you all a good night. Buenas noches, and oyasuminasai.